Okay, good morning or good evening, everyone, depending on your time zone. Thank you so much for joining us today on our webinar all about SOAP and what to expect during the SOAP. My name is Shayla. I am the VP of Student Success here at USMLE Sarthi, and I look forward to guiding each one of you through your journey as you join our team. Today, we're going to go over the main topics regarding SOAP. So we'll cover what is SOAP, what's the SOAP process, who is eligible for SOAP, the timeline, communication during SOAP and the eligible candidates, and then post-SOAP and any unfilled program list positions. And then we'll answer some frequently asked questions. And then you are also welcome to add questions in the Q&A as we go, and we'll answer those at the end. So, Puan, are we ready?
Yes, yes, we are. And again, thank you for joining us today. I know match week or the period leading to the match week can be very, very stressful. And hopefully, none of you have to go in SOAP, and hopefully all of you will match. But, you know, the reality is that many of you will need to go into SOAP. And it's best to be prepared, whether you have 10 interviews, 20 interviews, obviously less than 2 or 3. All of you should at least know the process. And in case, unfortunately, you don't match, then be ready for this fast-paced process, which is SOAP. And we are here to answer your questions. So first, let's see what questions Shayla has, and I'll answer those and then take the questions in the chat. So yes, I'm ready, Shayla.
Okay, great. So first, can you explain to us what is SOAP?
Yes, so the SOAP, supplementary offer and acceptance process. This is for unmatched candidates and the programs that are not filled during the main cycle. So what will happen is on Monday, the 13th of March at 10 a.m. Eastern, you will get to know if you have applied to this season. You will get to know whether you have matched or not. So SOAP is for those applicants that have not matched. And, this is the way for them to find a position and for programs to fill those unfilled spots. That's pretty much the process. And we'll go over the details one at a time. There have been some changes from the previous, I guess, 2 years or so. So it looks like on this Friday, which is the 10th, the next Friday, you may not actually get an email whether you are eligible for SOAP or not. You used to get an email on SOAP eligibility, but I think now NRMP has changed that, and you will be able to see it in your R3 system. So that email may not come. That is one difference. The other difference is how the SOAP rounds will happen this year. So we'll talk about that as well. But pretty much SOAP is for unmatched applicants.
Perfect. Okay, so can you walk us through the actual process and how that works?
Okay, so before we get into the process, I think the eligibility criteria, so all of you should know that in terms of the criteria, you have to be able to register with the main match, right? So unless you have registered with NRMP, you will not be eligible for SOAP. And of course, it goes without saying that you should be eligible to start your residency training on 1st of July for next year. That's another criteria. You would know that. And then there is the other criteria, which is the partially matched or fully unmatched. So what happens is, let's say you applied to either a transitional year or a prelim year. So these are the 1-year residency positions, and also obviously the advanced positions in surgery and all. So if you match in one or the other, if you match in preliminary or transitional but don't match in advanced, so you are partially matched. So you are eligible for advanced in this case, or you match in advanced, you're eligible for the prelim positions. Or if you say applied only to IM, FM, or pediatrics, the categorical positions, and you go unmatched. So that is completely unmatched or fully unmatched. You are eligible for match as well. Okay. So then I think, Sheila, your question is mostly around the process and the timeline, correct?
Right. Yeah. What is the timeline? What can we expect?
Okay. So the timeline, as I said, is if you have applied to the main match and you put in your rank order list on Monday, March 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern, and give or take a few seconds, a couple of minutes here and there because of the server issues, you will get an email, and also it'll be uploaded on your system, your My Eras, that you have matched or not. So if you have not matched, then you get into what is this called the SOAP. Now, so you will know by 10 a.m. on Monday. Then at 11 a.m. Eastern, you can actually start applying for the programs that are in SOAP. So you will see in the system, the list of programs. So you will see prelim programs, IM programs, FM programs, and you will be able to apply for what you are eligible for. So for example, if you have already matched in advance, you will not be able to apply to the advanced programs. If you've matched in prelim, you will not be able to apply for the prelim programs, etc. So you can start preparing your application. And application means you will be able to maybe upload new LORs, which you should be able to do now anyway. You should be able to check the programs. You can upload new personal statements, and basically you apply. So you have from 11 a.m. on Monday till 8 a.m. on Tuesday, March 14th, because on 8 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, the programs will have access to your applications, not before that. So you get, maybe about 21 hours to apply and be ready. And the programs begin to review your application on Tuesday. Then comes, the Wednesday, which is March 14th, or March 15th, I'm sorry, and part of Thursday. So Wednesday is when you will see a lot of interviews. Most of the SOAP interviews will happen on Wednesday. And then Thursday, which is the March 16, all 4 SOAP rounds will happen. As in, let's say programs have 2 spots, they have interviewed 20 candidates. Round 1, they will say, I want these 2 candidates. These 2 candidates will get an offer. They can accept, reject, then go on to round 2. So subsequently, and we'll talk more about these rounds if you have questions. So Thursday, this entire offer, accept, etc. will happen. Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, SOAP will end. And then, of course, March 17th is the match day, where everyone, even students who have matched on Monday, will know where they are going, which specialty, etc. So pretty much the SOAP action will start at 11 a.m. Eastern on Monday, and it'll end on 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. So that's just a high-level timeline.
Yeah. Okay, so can you explain the communication during SOAP? Who's eligible?
Yes, a very, very important question, and something that IMGs tend to, unfortunately, not adhere to, and then they get into a problem. First is, obviously, the most important thing you need to understand is, you cannot reach out to the programs on your own. You can only apply. Do not try to reach out to the program, initiate any kind of contact, unless after your application, the program gets back to you. Then, of course, whether it's email, phone call, etc. What happens is, if you let's say you see an internal medicine program coming up in SOAP, you connect with the PD, email the PD, PC, call them, that is a SOAP violation. And NRM, if they report to NRMP can debar you and things like that. So there are these serious repercussions. So official communication can only start after the program has reached out to you. I think that is the most important communication strategy that you should know.
Okay,
And
don't get
yes,
ahead of yourself. Wait for the programs.
yes.
Got it. Okay, so what happens after?
Okay, so after you apply, the programs review your application. You have 45 programs to apply to. So, and you can apply to any specialty, you can apply to any program. Of course, you should have the profile for that specialty or that program. So you have 45 programs to apply to. Let's say you apply to those 45 programs, and there is no fee. If you have registered for the main match and NRMP, there is no fee. So utilize those 45 programs. Once you've applied, the programs will look at your CV and your documents, the ERAS CV, LORs, personal statement. They can invite you for the interview. Interview can be on Zoom, interview can be on phone or any other channel. And after the interview is done, they can either make you a verbal offer or tell you that we'll be in touch, etc. But the formal offer will only happen on Thursday during one of those 4 rounds in the system, right? So you just have to wait. Now, of course, after the program has interviewed, you are free to reach out to them over and over again. How did my interview go? You can send them more documents, whatever you want after they have reached out to you. So that's what happens.
Okay, so can you explain those SOAP offer rounds a little bit more?
Yes. So let's say you've done some interviews and done, now it is Thursday. So what happens on 9 a.m. on Thursday? Like I said, let's say a program has 2 spots and they will do a preference list. So programs may have interviewed, let's say 6 people, and they have 2 spots. So they will have to pick the first 2 people in their priority and say, we want to make this offer to these 2 students. And round 1, 9 a.m. or so on Thursday, if you are made that offer, they may have already told you verbally, but you will see that in the system, in the R3 system, and you can accept the offer in the system itself. You can reject it. You can let it pass. Whatever happens, then it moves to round 2. So, let's say a program out of those 2 spots was able to fill 1 spot because the other student didn't accept the offer. Then you will see in round 2, the same program has 1 spot left and they may give more offers and so on and so forth. So that's where round 1, 2, 3, and 4 happen. In that one entire day, you may get offers. You just have to either accept or reject. The most important thing is there is no rank order list. So you are not allowed to, you cannot prepare a rank order list. You may have 5 offers. You can only then select one. And then, of course, if you select one, accept it, that's it. The other 4 are gone. They are released back in the system. So the important thing to understand, whatever number of interviews you get, whatever number of offers you get, there is no rank order list. You only select one, and that's how that goes. If you do not get an offer in round 1, you may get in round 2, you may get in round 3, you may get in round 4. You can get an offer in any round, and it will be dynamically updated on how many spots which programs have. So that's how the SOAP rounding works, or the 4 rounds.
Okay, perfect. So then after SOAP, there's an unfilled program
Yes.
list. What happens then?
So, like I said, during SOAP, you cannot reach out to the programs unless they invite you, etc. But what happens after SOAP? So after 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, there may still be programs that have not filled the positions. You will see that list. You will see that list after SOAP ends on your system, that these are the unfilled programs, and of course with the specialty and all. Then you are free to reach out to the programs. Then the SOAP all the guidelines don't apply of communication. After 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, if you see a program that you like, you can email them, you can call them, you can do whatever you can to get attention of the program, and you will be good to go. So the point here is wait till the SOAP ends. When the SOAP ends, then you can reach out to those unfilled programs. That list will be made available to you.
Okay, great. I think that gives us a pretty clear picture of the process, what to expect, what we're allowed to do and not do. So we've got some frequently asked questions here that have been asked before or previously submitted. So we'll just kind of go over those and then go from there.
Yeah.
So is there a separate registration for the SOAP?
No, there is no separate registration as long as you have registered with the NRMP, and of course you are verified as eligible to participate. So on Friday, next Friday, which is 10th, you will see in your status in R3 that you are eligible to participate. So there is no additional fee.
Okay.
Or there is no additional registration. I'm sorry. So
okay, and then yeah, is there
is no additional fee, and there is nothing else you need to do. Of course, assuming that you have applied to the program, etc. If you have not applied to at least one program, then you may have to pay some additional fee.
Okay. So can a student apply directly to SOAP without participating in the NRMP?
Yes, there will be many students who do not have an interview. As long as you are eligible and etc., you can apply to SOAP. That's fine.
Okay, are there any documents that are required?
The documents, that's a good question. So they are all the documents that are in the main match. What you have to understand is there are some documents you can obviously change, others you cannot change. The IRAS CV will not change. It is what it is. You can obviously upload new LORs. You can make changes to your personal statement. Those kind of things you can always do. But it's the same document that you used in the main season.
Okay. How many LORs can we upload during SOAP?
So like in the main season, you can apply 4 LORs to any programs. I mean, you may have more than 4 uploaded already, but each program only allows 4 LORs.
Okay. Can we match in SOAP without an interview?
That is very, very unlikely. The programs will want to interview you, so you may have applied to the program. It is unlikely that the program will match you. Now, there are exceptions, and the exceptions can be that you already interviewed with the program in the main match, and the program liked you, or at least they told you we liked you, etc., but you didn't match. That's why you are in SOAP. And then you apply to the same program in the match, in the SOAP, I'm sorry. And then the program may not even just interview you. They may have already seen you. They may make you an offer, but those things are very rare.
Okay. And then do I have to apply to the same specialty that I applied to during the main match?
No, you can apply to different specialty, and we'll talk about some statistics in SOAP after this. For example, if you've applied to main match in internal medicine, maybe you have experience in outpatient preventive care, etc. Maybe you're eligible for family medicine. Maybe you have a home country residency in pediatrics, so you may want to apply pediatrics. So you can apply to any program, any specialty, as long as you can convince yourself and the program that you have a fit.
Gotcha. And then do we have a rank order list tool for SOAP?
No, as I mentioned, there is no rank order list for SOAP. You either, let's say you have 5 offers in round 1, you have to select one and the others will automatically be released to the program. So there is no rank order list.
Okay. Awesome. Those are all of the questions that I have. Do you have any other tips you wanted to add or anything?
I know you need to leave, so that's fine if you want to leave. I will take questions and which I see on the chat and the Q&A. So if you need to leave, that's fine. Thank you very much, Ella. But I think I can take the questions. I can see them in the chat.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate. And guys, we do have our team as well. They can send you the links, etc. We have a lot of SOAP blogs. We have other things on SOAP that you can look at. Now, let me take questions in the chat, and I see there is some in the Q&A. So give me some time. I'll go over each one of the questions. First question. So if you see you are eligible for SOAP on R3 on Friday, does that mean you didn't match? No, it does not mean anything. It just means you are eligible for SOAP. A lot of students freak out saying, I got this eligibility email. Oh my God, I didn't match. It doesn't mean anything. You will get to know on Friday, 10th of March, whether you are eligible for SOAP or not. That is the only thing you will know. On Monday, you will know 10 a.m. Eastern whether you have matched or not. You will not know which specialty, you will not know which program. If you have only transitional year IV, and yes, then you obviously are partially matched, if you get that email. Where do we see which programs are unfilled? There are two things. The programs participating in SOAP, you will see after, if you have not matched or partially matched, you will see that at 10 a.m. on your system through the IRAs only, where you can apply to the program, the NRMP and IRAs. You can put in new personal statement. Actually, yes, you can start preparing the personal statement on Monday, or we recommend now, because you have 21 hours to apply. Programs in SOAP will see your application only on Tuesday, like I mentioned. Do we have to apply through IRAS? Yes, that is correct. Are interviews conducted in the same way as regular match? Now, interviews can be conducted over Zoom. Yes, almost the same way, can be phone. But I think now programs are very tech savvy, so they will conduct it in the same way, more or less video interviews. Do all programs interviews? Yes, without interviewing, it is very hard for them to make you an offer. Is that a rule? No. But will they interview? Yes. Can we keep the same CV that we use for previous IRAS application? Actually, you don't have an option. It is the same CV. There is no other CV. And of course, yes, we will offer mock interviews during this week and the next week. If you get an interview during SOAP, you can book mocks with us. My team will let you know about that if you need help. And of course, for those of you preparing for the next season, we will have offers for you, for those of you who unfortunately don't match in this season. Don't worry, we'll be able to help you, in the coming weeks as well as next week. How strategically to decide which programs to apply to? Now, that is a question that a lot of students ask us. Obviously, like I said, we won't know which specialty you matched in and things like that. So, or your profile, that's something, you got to decide. But what happens is during the community programs or such programs which have more chances of you to match, and let me take this broader question on how hard it is for IMGs to match in SOAP. So historic data, right? If you look at historic data, typically about 50% of the positions you will see in SOAP are preliminary positions or one-year positions. It is a fact. Now, out of these positions, the prelim position mostly will be the surgery prelim kind of positions. Obviously, most IMGs prefer to match in IM, FM, psychiatry, some in general surgery. So that's something you have to understand. Most of them will be prelim positions, but of course, IMGs like to match in categorical positions. So in 2021, I think, so if you look at that data, about 1900 positions went into SOAP, all specialties and all that. IM had 340 odd positions, FM had 348, pediatrics had only about 40 positions. So majority, like I said, is preliminary kind of positions. So that's what it is. Now, IMGs do tend to match. If you again look at the data, 20% of the SOAP positions that are filled, about 18%, if I'm not mistaken, go to IMGs, right? And they also can match as a visa seeking IMGs. We have had students who need visa and they match in SOAP. So it's doable. And of course, like I said, it is free to you. If you have no other option, you absolutely have to go into SOAP. So if it's free, yes, it's a lot more stressful, but there have been students who have always matched. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let me see if there are other questions that I can see on the chat. Let me go to Q&A. How many programs totally I should be able to apply? You should be able to apply a total to 45 programs. Any restrictions? Restrictions, like I mentioned, if you partially matched, you cannot apply to those set of programs. If you matched in prelim, you'll not be eligible to apply to prelim programs. Can we use same LORs which we used in the main match? You can use same LORs, but our recommendation is if you have new LORs, you take new LORs, upload them now, and use those new LORs. You can also upload your new experience in the personal statement, not in the CV. So you may have done some rotations. Use the personal statement to describe those. Can we write letter of interest to programs between today and 12th of March to show interest in the program? You can do it. It is not a SOAP violation, but you won't know which programs are going into SOAP. You can do it. There's no restriction between now and SOAP. Are there interviews during SOAP? Yes, SOAP programs will interview. Can we contact our representative in the program on or before? Or if the representative reaches out to me. Now, what is a representative? The representative, it's a program coordinator, program director, etc. They want to interview you. Yes, they can reach out to you. Once they reach out to you, you can initiate that conversation. You cannot reach out to the program coordinator, program director by yourself. Does US IMGs have better chance of match in SOAP? Yes, compared to non-US IMGs, that is correct. You have a better shot. But like I said, we every year have matches in SOAP for visa-seeking applicants. As you said, after interview, we can contact the program during SOAP. Yes, if you have interviewed with the program, you are free to contact them as many times as you want. Can we email or call the program before 9 p.m.? You can do whatever. I mean, email, call, as long as you've interviewed with them, that's fine. How to get into IM categorical track after matching in prelim IM? Now, this is tricky in SOAP. If you matched in prelim IM, let's say transitional IM, you're in SOAP, you're not eligible to apply to categorical IM. Okay. I'm already in New York on F1 visa. Can I take a 1-year position? You can. If you are eligible, you can take up a transitional or prelim position in SOAP. You will either be on J1 or H1. That if they don't allow residencies on F1. Do we have to make a separate PS for prelim or same can be in categorical? I do not know your specialty, so it depends on which specialty you are trying to apply to. Contacting and attending in the program, or is she reaching back? Now that's a tricky thing. You are not legally, officially supposed to contact the attending in a program during SOAP, unless the program has contacted you. Should we apply to all 45 programs in the first round? Very interesting question. And the answer is yes. So what happened was they changed the SOAP process. And as you see, round 1 through 4, all are happening on the same day. So I don't know how much benefit you will get if you hold back 45 programs and not apply to them before Tuesday, 11 a.m. So yes, you should apply to them in this one go. That's fine. Let's see if there are any other questions that I missed. Please type in the chat again. But again, we will help you in SOAP. You can take up mock interviews. You can, if you're starting to prepare for next season, of course, we will have all the plans. All our plans are there. My team can help you. Those of you who may have already decided to apply for the next season, take a look at our research rotations, etc. as well. So. And more importantly, in fact, for those of you who may have less number of interviews, we are offering free profile reviews. So take a look. I think my team is putting out those links. That's absolutely free to you. It will help you assess your strategy for next year and what you should be able to do. Did you say one cannot apply to categorical IM if one accepts prelim year? So if you've already accepted a prelim transitional year, you cannot apply to the categorical IM in SOAP. Yes. You can apply to transitional programs. So you will see that day what eligibility you have. I don't know your profile. Can we ask our connections in the program to put a word for us for an interview in SOAP between now and April 13th or match day? Yes. So, the next week or so, yes, you can put in a word. During the SOAP time is going to be very, very tricky. Can a physician approach the program recommending me during SOAP? Again, these are very sensitive issues. I do not know your profile. I do not know who this physician is. The program can report you unless, it's a very sensitive issue. The physician can recommend now. Maybe the physician can recommend during SOAP, but the programs should not report you. The program should not say person X has violated the SOAP and NRMP agreement. Okay. Do pathology programs come up in SOAP? They may, but like I said, I gave you some numbers, right? IM, FM, pediatrics, pathology programs, maybe less than 20 will come up. And if you have questions, you have our emails, etc. And Sarthi and Sejal from my team can share our website and the emails. I'm an old graduate on green card, living in US. What are my chances? Chances in SOAP, I won't know till we kind of go over your profile, unfortunately. And, sometimes these are hard questions. Okay, last couple of questions. We can apply for SOAP with a new PS, yes. And new LORs, yes, but no changes can be made to the CV. Yes, you cannot make any changes to the CV, correct. You can upload new LOR, you can have new personal statement. Okay. All right, guys, that was all. I hope we answered all your questions. And of course, we'll record this video. There are a lot of blogs also on our website. Psychiatry programs, do they show up in SOAP? They will. Very little. I think if you're an IMG, you will see a lot of IM, a lot of FM, and prelim and transitional year programs. I have had students match in even pediatrics. Like I said, 39, 40 programs show up in pediatrics, but I've had students match there. Most of our students do end up matching in either the 1-year transitional programs or IM programs. Okay. How can I answer the question? Why do you not match in main match? So you have to go back to your profile. Maybe you applied late. Maybe you did not have good USCE. I don't know. I mean, this all, it depends on your profile. Hard for me to say what answer you can give. Of course, if you take our mocks or if you are our student, then we can go over your profile and help you. With that, thank you all. Appreciate your time. We will be live on Instagram next week. We do it every week as well. So if you have more questions on SOAP, happy to answer. We will be there. And good luck to all of you. For those of you applying to the next season, best wishes. And if we can help you, let us know. I'm keeping this recording open so that you can grab the links meanwhile. Thank you.